So this is rental car number 51, and today I'm driving an old favorite. It's the 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. I've driven this specific trim model several times. It's the Limited, and I think it's sort of helpful to understand where this sits in the family of Grand Cherokees. So if we jump over to Jeep's website, you can see that the Limited is actually medium range for pricing. The Laredo obviously is the cheapest one at $30,000, and then you can go crazy expensive and get the SRT at $67,000. That's a bit much for me. So even though this isn't a $67,000 car, you still get quite a bit for your money. One of my favorite things is the engine, so let's pop the hood and take a look together. So this is the 4x4 model, and it comes with a 3.6 liter V6 engine with plenty of power. You can do about 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds, which is pretty good for an SUV. I also think it's worth noting that this is not dual exhaust. It was in earlier models, but the 2017 does not have dual exhaust. So if that's important to you, you might want to look at other models instead. Fuel-wise, you do get the new capless technology, so when you fill up, you do not have to deal with that twist-off cap. I know this might sound like a very minor thing, but when you fill up over and over again, it really is a nice convenience to have. Efficiency-wise, you get 19 miles per gallon in the city and 26 on the highway, decent for an SUV, and you get a 24.6 gallon fuel tank. And speaking of small conveniences, this car does have keyless entry. That means as long as the key fob is somewhere on your person, you can walk up to the door, press this small button, and unlock the vehicle. You don't even have to take the key fob out of your pocket. Here's the key fob. You get 5 standard buttons on the front, and there's nothing on the back. I like this key fob because it has a little bit of a weight to it. It's also small in size, so it fits into your pocket really comfortably. And since there's no actual key for this vehicle, you do get a push-button start that's located right here to the right of the steering wheel. The steering wheel itself is considerably thicker than most of the standard steering wheels you'll find on sedans and minivans. There's also 2 sets of buttons on the left. These buttons help you navigate the features on the digital display by the gauge cluster. And then here on the right, you get your cruise controls. Above the steering wheel, you'll find a really nice gauge cluster. You have 2 very large dials on the left and right, and then a sizable digital screen in the center with a lot of menus that give you tons of information about the vehicle. There's also a very large touchscreen in the center console right here. I like this screen quite a bit, not only because it's a large size, but because all the menus are very easy to navigate. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a series of icons. Those always are there, no matter what menu you're looking at, so that you can quickly jump to whatever you need with just a press of one button. Each menu does not have a bunch of sub-menus. In other words, once you press the icon you want, everything is on the screen for you and you don't have to continue to navigate to try and find the feature you're looking for. Below the touchscreen are the climate controls. These are very nice climate controls. They have a lot of big knobs with some rubber right on the top that make them very easy to grip. I guess my only criticism here is that there is no digital display showing you what temperature the car is. However, that is available on the touchscreen above. The Jeep Grand Cherokee still has a standard gear shift, so there's no funky buttons or anything you have to deal with. And then you also get this control panel right here that allows you to change the setting of the vehicle to match the terrain that you're driving on. And there's also a push pedal parking brake that's located right here. Above the center console, there's a nicely organized area that has buttons for the lights, your garage door openers, the sunroof, and also a very large sunglass holder with a little bit of padding to protect your glasses. Now this model did come with a moonroof. This is what it looks like when the window is closed. And then when you open it up, which is actually pretty quick, it's pretty nice to see that the roof is completely glass. So it really does go from the front seats all the way back to the back seats and lets in a ton of light. And just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, this is the view from the back seat. And speaking of the back seat, here's what it looks like. These are actually large seats that adults can sit in. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I had no problem being comfortable back here, even with the front seats pushed back to a pretty considerable distance. The back seats also collapse very easily. You just have to pull on this lever right here, and the seat folds down all by itself. Your passengers also have access to 2 dedicated vents right here, 2 USB ports, heated seat controls, and then also a 3-pronged power port right here. There is no third row seat, but that means that you get a very sizable trunk space. And the spare tire for the vehicle is located directly underneath the floor right here. Push on this small plastic piece, and the flooring is very light. It lifts up extremely easily. Then you have your spare, your jack, and then some additional areas to store some tools. You also have an electronic door control located right here on the left, and then a DC power port located right here on the right side of the back of the vehicle. Now, there's also a privacy screen back here. Mine appears to be installed backwards because I couldn't get it to operate, and even though I looked at it for quite a while, I couldn't figure out how to actually remove it. So I can't say that I recommend this feature. I do like having these on SUVs, especially with something this large, so that you can sort of hide the things that you're carrying, but I wasn't able to use this one very effectively at all. So overall, I'm a really big fan of this vehicle. Driving it is extremely comfortable. The V6 engine accelerates really smoothly, and it has all the basic features that I really like in my rental cars. One of which being that it's easy to connect my phone via Bluetooth, that the noise in the cabin is really low so I can actually listen to my podcasts, and that it's kind of fun to drive. So after driving this one for 2 days and putting about 150 miles on it, I'm going to give the 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4 stars. For under $40,000, this is a great SUV. If you're in the market to buy one or you're looking to rent one, I highly recommend it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time when I rent my 52nd rental car. I'll see you then.